We're planning on going to Tidbinbilla today. It's down near Corran Forest, which if you saw one of our previous videos around Canberra, we went there and stood on a waterfall and did all kinds of things, so check that video out. We didn't get a chance to go to Tidbinbilla in that episode, so we're gonna head there today and then we'll see where the rest of this video takes us.
We would usually go down to the bottom of Tuggeranong.
By chance, my sister was following our previous video where we explored Corran and found out that there's water all across the crossing, so we won't be going that way.
Instead, we've now got to go 10 minutes longer down to a little town called Thawa.
Off we go. Now that's a general store. That's probably how most of them used to be back in the day in Australia. They had ice creams and
pies. Good old Aussie pie.
If you can eat gluten, pop in there and grab a pie. Support your local. Me, on the other hand, I'll be hoeing into this nut bar. We saw this scenic lookout, which just looks out over the hills back towards Canberra on our way out to Tidbinbilla. It's so green and pretty at the moment. I feel like we've been saying that about everywhere, but it's nice to actually have some rain in Australia. So this land was originally owned by William Farrer, apparently, and he was an agricultural scientist who studied wheat. He did hundreds of experiments and came up with Federation wheat, which was resistant to disease and fungal infections and all that sort of thing. And it basically meant that wheat was able to be grown in the drier parts of Australia, and it's the whole reason that Australia became a major wheat exporter. And he was also on the Australian $2 note, which we don't have anymore. There you go.
It's something I've noticed. Is that Stonehenge? Is that what's going on there?
Right, Stonehenge is just near Thawa. Who knew? So we've just arrived in the visitor car park entrance and it's really close to Corran. The turn off is like a couple of extra turns. It's even closer than we remembered it being. So if you're coming down to Corran, you may as well do this as well.
Maybe 5k's past it.
And there's cool waterfalls up there, and in winter there's a ski field, so check out that video. We'll put this in like a Canberra playlist and everything to do with Canberra will be in one place. Anyway, usually there's an entry fee to get in here, but because of everything that's happened in 2020, they're giving us free entry until the end of the year, so it's a perfect time to come if you live around Canberra and can easily get here. But usually it's $14 for a car of up to 8 people and then less for other types of vehicles. So in we go. Lovely ranger in there hooked us up with a brochure and told us about some of the cool stuff that you could do here. I think we're going to see some good wildlife today.
Yeah, we might see some platypus, definitely brews.
Oh my gosh, starting with right now. How cool was that? We were just in the middle of telling you about the cool wildlife we were going to see and some of it jumped right in front of us, literally.
Wallabies? Or brews?
I'm not sure. They'll take away our Australian card for not knowing the difference between wallabies and roos. Usually wallabies are smaller and roos are bigger, but anyway. There's a little bit of a driving trail around here that's, I think you said 17k's long, and several places that you can pull over and do walks and look at wildlife.
We're heading up to an area called the Sanctuary where we're hoping to do a small walk.
And then I hear there's a separate koala area, so stay tuned for koalas. So we're on this little road here. We started up here somewhere and now we've come all the way down here, hoping to get to this area. Look at all these walks though. You could come out here time and time again, get all the exercise that you need to get through lockdowns. Uh-oh. So they've got a giant predator fence to keep predators out and protect all the animals in this sanctuary. Almost kept Jessie out.
Yeah, looks like a bit of a prison.
Could be snakes around, so we'll be watching.
Yeah.
Look at this rock.
Oh, look at that. What the?
Jessie made sure to make me do this in stereo so that you could experience all the bird sounds in lovely stereo. So stick on your headphones for the full experience.
So we have the earliest confirmed Aboriginal occupation of Australia, furthest back in time, and earliest known Aboriginal occupation of Lake Mungo, 30,000 years before present. 21,000 years ago, Tidbinbilla occupied. 21,000 years before present. Dingo arrives in Australia. Pyramids built. Birth of Christ. Captain Cook. Present. 65,000 years or so. A very long snake.
A very long occupation of Australia by Indigenous persons. We kind of glossed over the main point of that, which was that the pyramids were way into that time scale, pretty close to the present in the grand scheme of things, which most of us would consider to be an ancient thing, the building of the pyramids.
Yeah, but that was basically yesterday.
Yeah.
In comparison.
Oh my gosh, there's a turtle on the rock.
We saw one just plop into the water a second ago, but his mate was not leaving the sun behind.
We're definitely finding, walking through this little sanctuary path, that whenever you hear a sound, you gotta stop and find it. That's how we saw the turtles. We heard the splash as one of them jumped back in the water. Yeah. You love a good tree. What are your thoughts on this one?
It's incredible, isn't it? It must be all the leaving sap that's discolouring it, making it a beautiful orange.
So gnarly.
Yeah.
Literally gnarled. We do believe tree ferns are cool. I'm not sure if these are tree ferns, but they do look pretty ferny. So we're just learning that with no rocks, there's no ice cream. Because no rocks, no ice cream. No rocks means no minerals. No minerals means no productive soils. No soils means no grasses. No grasses, no cows. No cows, no milk. No milk, no ice cream.
Oh, no ice cream, sad Dana.
That's true. We found a rock wallaby. Maybe a little less real than we were expecting. Oh, whoa! Search is over. We found the platypus. We found him! And his mate.
Yeah.
You've just got to sit there and be patient and wait and keep your eyes peeled. And every now and then the little platypuses pop up over the surface.
Hang out for about 5 seconds on top of the water.
Barely long enough to get your camera on it and zoom in.
And then they go under for about 20 or 30 seconds.
Holding their breath. I think we might head back to the car now and head to a different area. But this has been cool. Bits of water everywhere, babbling brooks along the way. We found the koala enclosure. I have actually seen some of those because they hang around on my mum's farm up in Queensland. But I think that was your first time, wasn't it, Jesse?
With koalas? I think so. I've got no memory of hanging with koalas.
They're so cute, especially that little baby one. We found a rock wallaby too. Jesse's trying to find a koala out in the wild in one of these eucalypt trees in the eucalypt forest.
I found a bird.
Bird, koala, nearly the same thing. We have been known to make a big thing out of big rocks, but that one really is a big rock.
That's the biggest rock we've come across.
This might be an ongoing thing in our channel to see if we can find the biggest rock.
The dream of Uluru.
Good point. There is one called Thunderbolt's Rock, which is between Tamworth and my mum's place.
Yeah?
We should stop into that one day. How did that happen?
And we have a plaque here in remembrance of Lucky the Koala, survivor of the 2003 Canberra bushfires, never forgotten.
Poor Lucky.
16th of July 2008.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout.
This is Hanging Rock, and I can kind of see it through the trees there. I reckon it'll be awesome.
Now that is a big rock.
Oh, that is the largest I've seen. That's taller than 10 metres high, I reckon.
Who knew we'd do so well on our big rock hunt today? Holy moly, that's big. So Hanging Rock was actually a shelter for the local Aboriginal people, the Ngunnawal people. They used to come up here and hide out and camp out underneath this rock, and I can see why. We're standing right underneath it right now, sheltered from the rain and the wind and all the other elements. At the entrance there was a little phrase in the local Aboriginal language that says Nyona Yarabaya Yangu, which means permission to leave your footprints. What an epic place. I can see why they liked it here. That's not the way out. This definitely is meant to be a loop path, so let us know if you find it when you come here. But we can see where it comes out and joins this path that we're on, so let us know if you find it. This might be the last spot that we stop here in Tidbinbilla today, but there's so much that you can do here. You saw the flyer earlier. You could spend all day here, multiple days here, and not run out of things to do and places to walk, I swear. This is the lookout, and it's just 360-degree views of all the hills and mountains in the area.
Yeah, you're surrounded by mountains. It is brilliant.
And there's a picnic table just over here. So if you wanted to come and bring some food and have a picnic, you totally could.
Yeah, just wait till the afternoon and there'll be a bit of shade.
If only we thought of it.
This looks like a mushroom. I don't know anything about it, but that is huge. I'm not going to touch it, just in case it's one of those Canberra famous death cap mushrooms.
We want to avoid those, if at all possible. While you're here, watch out for the giant ant's nest though. I wouldn't want to stand around that guy for too long. You might find you've got some creepy crawlies in places you didn't want creepy crawlies. A little baby one. He went in the pouch. Are these guys paid actors to hang out near the entrance? It's been raining a lot. You can see that the river here is very high.
This is the Murrumbidgee River. This area is called the Cotter. There is a Cotter Dam. This is definitely not the Cotter Dam, but it's meant to be a path. You're meant to be able to walk across here, go left and follow the river for many k's.
The Cotter area is on the same road that Tidbinbilla and Corran Forest are. It's like one big loop that starts at one part of Canberra and ends at a different part. So you can do it all in one go. There's actually also a tracking station, did you say it was?
Yeah, a Discovery tracking station, many satellite dishes. I have a feeling it was something to do with the moon landing, that one.
We can't go in there right now.
It's
Closed temporarily. I suspect we know why, 2020. But when we can go there, we probably will. found another case of the river being too high to get across at the moment. Look at it bubbling over. Oh my gosh, we must have had a lot of rain lately. It's raging. Not only is there currently a raging river here, probably not always like that, but there's lots of picnic tables and a playground for the kids. So if you want to bring your meal here instead of on the lookout at Tidbinbilla, you could do that too. Whee! There is also a second spot right near that spot that we stopped at the Koala called Casuarina Sands, which has a waterhole and you can go swimming there.
Yeah, I've been a few times. It's great. The water's pretty hectic at the moment by the looks, so you may get washed away.
Yes, right now it is still the same raging river that we just saw at the Koala, so I wouldn't recommend it right now. Maybe when it's a little more mellow. Don't know about you, but I am hungry.
Me too.
I think that might be the end of our adventuring for the day. We'll find some food and head on home. Subscribe if you would like more videos from us. Like, comment, let us know if you go to these places and if you find stuff that we didn't find. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye!
So you can maybe do that part away, so I have to boost all the sound while you speak, and it'll be like birdie, birdie.
You're hoping to find hippopotami on this trail?
Hippopotami. Oh, hippopotamuses and some rhinoceroses.
And lovely bird sounds. What's your favourite?
I guess it is.
Trees and bird sounds. The way to Jess's heart. He's a cute little fairy little feather. He's a cute little fairy little feather. He's a cute little fairy fella. He's a cute little fairy fella. Seeing what's on the other side of the big rock.
There's another big rock. Would you believe?
What? That keeps happening. Would you say things are a bit weird down here?
I think it was used for something important. One of the important things back in the day.
Oh yes, tell us more.
Yeah, well, maybe